Anthony Richardson spoke to the media today, and I think we learned some things about Anthony Richardson. I think we see a maturity that maybe wasn't there a year ago. And so there's kind of an interesting day. Listening to him talk about the playoffs, talk about Super Bowls, talk about rings, that kind of thing. Like, there's been a lot of talk in this building about Super Bowls over the past few years. Those conversations sounded like they were based in hope. This, what Anthony Richardson has had to say, sounds more like it's based in reality.
It's been a great season for me. The injury definitely opened my eyes to the fact that I could be healthy, for the team and for everybody in this building. But it allowed me to slow my mind down a little bit and sit back and really learn the game a little bit. Despite playing a few games this year, just sitting back and learning from Garner and Coach Shane and just being in the building a lot. It definitely taught me a lot of things this year. So I'll say it was a good rookie season for me.
How is your recovery going?
Pretty good. I'm excited. Every day I'm trying to push the trainers to go a little harder with me so I can get back to throwing and get back on the field. So everything's smooth right now. I'm excited. I'm just ready to start throwing again.
How close do you think you are to throwing again?
Honestly, I don't know. I know it's soon. It's supposed to be sometime next month, but I don't have an exact date right now. But whenever that day does come, I'm gonna be trying to light it up.
And Anthony, were you hesitant about doing this procedure, and why did you ultimately decide to go ahead and do it?
Yeah, of course I was hesitant. I didn't want to get the surgery at first. I didn't want to be out for the season. Because rookie season, first year, I wanted to play. I wanted to be out there with the team, and this injury kind of set me back a little bit. But after talking to training staff and getting different opinions from different doctors and talking to my agent and my family, they said long term this was the best thing for me to do. Because if I did try to go out there and play again, I probably wouldn't be able to throw it. Only just run, and I don't want to just run the ball. I want to throw it too. So that was probably the best thing for me to do was get my shoulder fixed up on.
AR, from the talent you've seen on the field this year, this team almost made it to the playoffs. How much does it excite you to get back, and how much are you looking forward to next season with this group of guys?
It excites me a lot. When I first got here, that was my main, focus. Playoffs. Get there so we can get closer to a Super Bowl. It's hard in this league. But the team, they fought through it. We got close. But I'm excited to get back with the guys. Excited to grind hard. Excited to get ready for next season. I know what we're capable of. I know what we can do, and I'm just ready to showcase that to the world.
Anthony, do you think playing style for you has to change at all with the injuries that you had this season?
No, I don't think so. It's just a matter of me just being out there and just learning when to get down, when not to get down. Some of the injuries were unfortunate. Like my ankle getting stepped up on, hitting my knee on the turf really hard. Just stuff like that. Stuff that I can't control. But the ones that I can't control, I gotta prevent those. Like me slowing up near the end zone, getting concussion. That was completely on me. And then, getting tackled, I can't really prevent that. I was trying to brace myself for it, and just unfortunately my shoulder just did what it did. But I don't think I have to change the way I play. Just being a little smarter when the time does come.
You say you don't change the way you play. Will any part of you maybe be any more hesitant in certain situations, or you think you'll still have the same? You'll still be the same Anthony you've always been?
I feel like I'm gonna stay the same. Keep being me, keep playing the way I'm playing. But like I said, just being a little smarter when the time is needed. I can't try to run through everybody. If it's 1st and 10. Get what I can get and get down. Get out of bounds, get to the sideline, do what I can do. But if the game is on the line, I got to go out there and compete. But it's just a matter of being smart for myself and the team, and I'm gonna try to do that for sure.
What is that balance like when you didn't play recklessly, but you got hurt, and the narrative is like, oh, he's got to protect himself. Like, how do you deal with that? You're like, I didn't do anything crazy. I heard my routine.
I've been dealing with that, throughout my whole football career. I'm a big physical guy. I love to, play physical, and people don't really expect that from QBs. So there is a time and a place to be physical, and I love playing physical. So that's my nature. But now that people see me and they kind of fear of quarterbacks being too physical and getting injured the way I did. But like you said, I don't think I played reckless. I think I played the right way, and You know, it was unfortunate that I got injured, but you know, I can't really change the way I play. I just got to be a little smarter when the time does come.
You only got one play with Jonathan Taylor, I think, but just what were your impressions of watching him down the stretch of the season? What excites you about that combination of backfield?
Oh man, just watching him do what he does, man, it's amazing. You know, I watch his highlights when I get home. You know, just watching him this last game, it was amazing because I can only just imagine myself in the offense with him. You know, opening up some things for him. You know, with my legs as well. But you know, only time can tell. You know, so I'm excited to get on my grind. You know, this is going to be a big year for all of us. So. You know, I'm definitely excited to start grinding and get back on the field so we can get those touches together.
I mean, would you like to see Michael Pittman come back?
Oh yeah, of course. You know, all of our weapons. You know, I would love to see the whole team back if it was possible. But I know this business is different. But you know, God's willing, we can get them back and we can be on the road to get a Super Bowl.
You know how much this game means to you, and I imagine you were extremely emotional once you knew this was going to be a long-term thing. And I feel like we can even see it on your face initially. But what were those first emotions, and then how did you kind of come around? Because I know you kind of mellowed out eventually, right?
I'm not gonna lie, those first few weeks were definitely hard for me. You know, I've never missed a season of football. I've dealt with injuries before, but never sat out games. Never was told that my season was done and I had to wait. So it definitely did hurt me because this was the first year where I didn't have football. To guide me throughout my everyday process. And then I just talked to a few different people, and I just sat down and just opened my eyes and realized, I'm blessed, to be in the NFL. I'm blessed to be on this team. I'm blessed to be sitting here talking to y'all. So I just had to look at the bigger picture and just understand, it's all a part of the process. And things I can prevent, try to prevent them, and the things I can't, just try to learn how to live with them. And one of those things was this injury, learning how to live with it and trying to see the good in everything that was around me, but. It was definitely tough, but after talking to some people, letting my emotions out a little bit, I finally came around and understood, my purpose in this building.
And your mom, I'm sure she was part of that conversation. Right?
Oh,
What
yeah,
was her advice?
for sure. Family, friends, even coaches in here. Just sitting there talking to them and just letting them know how I feel because. Football is pretty much all I knew growing up. Besides having my family and God in my life, football is one of the main things up there for me. And not having it, every day, not being able to put my pads on with my teammates, not being able to jump around when I was in the sling and stuff how I wanted to. It's a little different for me. I had to adjust, but once I got out of the sling, it was kind of back to normal for me. But I just had to look at it from a different perspective and understand that I can still grow without being on the field playing.
A lot of your teammates have mentioned, especially JT, have mentioned that the second half of the Rams game is kind of the game that really convinced them on you. What was your takeaway from that second half?
Man, that first half was very different for me. I never played anybody like Aaron Donald. Shout out to that guy, man. He's definitely a beast. So it definitely opened my eyes and showed me what the NFL was about. But when we were down, I just told myself, I gotta play better. I gotta go out there and try to win this game back for the team, and I gotta just do better for the team. And I wasn't really thinking about trying to, be flashy or anything like that. I was just trying to play football and just bring the team back and win the game. And, luckily I had, God support me, and they were all the way 100% behind my back, pushing me to fight and get that victory. Although we didn't get it, it really showed me that our team has a lot of great weapons, great pieces to it. We just gotta, execute every play, every down, and that was a fun game for me in the second half. But hopefully I can do it all 4 quarters instead of just 2 quarters.
What did you learn about Michael Pittman Jr. and just the way that he kind of operational, the things he does to help out a quarterback?
He's a dog. Getting him the ball in his hand, you see what he can do. He's a physical receiver. He can catch, he can block, he can do it all. He's smart. I appreciate him. He's also a leader. He pushed me to be better every single day, even when I wasn't out there playing. Being in the rehab on time and just making sure I was working. He's a dog for sure. And just getting the ball in his hand, it definitely takes a load off of me. Just letting our weapons, get the ball in and do what they do. So I'm definitely appreciative for him.
Anthony, you mentioned that, and a lot of people have mentioned that you've made the most of a not an ideal situation away from the field. What do you think you've missed finally playing 4 games and 170 snaps. You're not going to be a rookie next year, but you still haven't had a deep experience. What did you miss not playing?
The playoffs. That's what we missed. But I guess it's just going through the routine every single day. I was just getting into my routine. Knowing when to get to the stadium, knowing when to come in this building, knowing when to treat my body. I was just getting in the routine. But I can really just say, just the time being on the field, that was the main thing missed. Because everything else was still falling in line. Me being in meetings, me meeting with Coach Shane, on a weekly basis. Just trying to learn information, learning how to, game plan and stuff like that, watching film. But just time on the field, that was the main thing missed, but everything else still fell in line.
In your mind, if you don't get hurt, this is a playoff team?
Oh yeah, for sure, no doubt. I believe that when I first walked through the door, just looking at pieces we have, and then myself, I'm gonna compete every single chance I get, and we don't want anything short of the playoffs. We want to exceed the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. That's the main goal, get rings here, win championships. So I do believe if I did play, go to the playoffs. But even when I didn't play, we had opportunities to go to the playoffs. So, this team, despite me, just leave me out of it. This team is great. We have weapons, as you can see. Playoffs is right there in our hands. We just got to execute every play. That's all.
What did you learn about Shane in those conversations during the season, and how do you think that sets you up next year with Shane?
Just him, his offensive mindset, his relentless effort every day to get better as a coach, and him just pushing us as players. It's great for me. He teaches me a lot about offense and defense. He makes it easier for us, as an offense to go out there and execute because he sees it way different. So extremely thankful for him, and I'm just excited to see what we do down the road.
What was the balance like between learning from him, from a coaching standpoint, but actually waiting on him when you're going through such a tough time? What was it like? I think I made the joke that Shane's not human, but I would imagine he is pretty human.
When I was playing, it was a different type of learning form. I was learning on the fly type of thing, day by day, getting information and trying to apply it. But once I did get sat down with the injury, it kind of slowed me down, slowed our process down to where we could dive deeper into certain things and, just learn more about each other, besides football. But the football part was also, amazing. I was actually able to, dive deeper into learning more about defensive schemes and coverages and stuff. So I'm definitely excited to see what we're going to do next year.
It's going to be your first real NFL offseason. I know obviously you're getting healthy first, but do you have an idea of kind of what that looks like, where you plan to train, or what you kind of have scheduled? I'm
not going to lie. I've been thinking about this day for a long, long time. Just how the offseason was going to be for me. I had other plans. I wanted to actually, just take some time and relax. But now the way that things are playing out, I'm 100% all steam right now. Guys, all the way to the floor. I'm pushing it because I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to, go get that playoffs, go get the Super Bowl rings. I just want to be great for this team. So I plan on getting to Jacksonville sometime within the next couple of weeks, so I can get down there, finish a little bit more rehab before I start throwing, and I'll be back and forth. Here with the coaches, learning some more stuff and just trying to get back in my routine.
What did you learn about Gardner and the way he prepares?
He's a definition of a pro. He knows his role. When it was his time to step up, he definitely did that. When it was his time to lead, he definitely did that. When it was his time just to be around in the building, he definitely did that. He taught me how to watch film, break stuff down. Just watching him, it was different. I appreciate him. Selfishly, I want him back, but if he does get a shot somewhere else, I'm definitely rooting for him because he's a great guy, great person, and I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to work with him this season.
Earlier, you kind of talked about how you don't want to change your physical style of play, but sometimes people can get scared of a quarterback who plays like that. And just in your opinion, why is it important for you to stay true to yourself in your playing style?
Staying true to myself. That's what got me here. The way I play, that's what got me to this level. So I don't want to, get to this point and try to switch it up and try to change, because the people in this building, they wanted me to be me, So me trying to change that, I don't think it would really benefit, us. in the long run. Of course, I can be smarter from time to time, but just playing the way I play, that's why they got me in this team. That's why they want me in this team. So I just, like I said, just be smart, but don't try to change anything further.
Anthony, what was Saturday night like for you, watching, being in that environment, obviously on the sidelines, and seeing CJ play as well as he did? Did that burn you at all, not being in that moment?
Not really, because I know my career is going to be long. I know these seasons are definitely long. I know for a fact we're going to have battles with CJ for a long time. So I was just pure excitement. When I first arrived to the stadium, I just knew the atmosphere was going to be the way it was. I knew it was going to be a playoff type of game because that's what it was for us, and that was our mindset. Of course, I was happy for CJ. To play the way he played, get the victory. But then again, as a competitor, I was hurt, because I know our team and what we're capable of. I knew we should have had that spot. They played and executed the way that they should have, and we didn't. So it did hurt a little bit, but I'm not really too concerned about it because I know we got a lot of stuff to handle in the future, and we're gonna make those runs.
Are you looking forward to just competing with CJ and the Texans? I mean, I know it's not you versus him, but I know you have a relationship, and that must be exciting.
Oh yeah, for sure. We talked after the game, and he was like, "We're gonna be back at it," and I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." That's been our goal since high school. Since I met him. Get to this league, get to this level, and just compete. He's a competitor, I'm a competitor. And we love the game of football. So, our teams are going to be going head to head, for the next few years, and hopefully they lose and we get the Super Bowl.
You mentioned some of the things you had to be used to in the sling. What was like the day-to-day activity? I know everyone thinks like, oh, you can't throw anymore, but like, what was the hardest part about just like, I can't use my right shoulder? Like, was it teeth brushing? Like, what other things did you guys kind of like do differently?
I had to learn how to do everything with my left hand. I even started tricking myself into saying I was gonna learn how to throw with my left. But it was kind of tough, just getting in the car. That's difficult, having to reach all the way across your body. Trying to sleep, that was probably one of the worst things. But just trying to do everyday, things. People don't really understand how much you use the arm until you can't really use it anymore. But just doing everyday things was a little tough for me. But I always knew the outcome was gonna be greater than what it was at first. So just getting used to being in that sling and just trying to use it to my advantage. That's what I did. I started putting my phone on the little shelf thing I had. Just trying to find little ways to make it better. But just doing everyday things was a little tough for me. But making progress now, and that's in the past.
Can you throw left-handed?
Oh yeah, I can, but not as great. But I'm still working on that. So we're gonna see what it's like.
How far can you throw left-handed?
If I had to put a number on it, I would maybe give myself like 30 yards, like 30.
It's not 70.
Yeah, it's not 70, but it's 30. Trying to make it work, but accurately, I'm not. I'll probably give myself like a 30% grade accuracy with 11, but I'm still working on it.
Anthony, was there
Still a few more
on or off the field? What would you say is maybe your biggest surprise leaving year one in the NFL, on or off the field?
On the field, I could just say the way I played. I kind of expected that from myself, but I kind of psyched myself a little bit when I was doing the things I was doing. It just made me happy and let me know that I was working. And my hard work was paying off. Off the field, me working on my leadership skills. That's probably one of the biggest takeaways. Being on the sideline, a lot, 100% of the time, and not being able to step on the field. You can't just be on the sideline, just on the sideline. You're still part of the team. You're still part of the journey. So I was just trying to make it work whenever I could. Step in that leadership role whenever I could. But when it was my time to sit back and let Gardner do his thing, I definitely did that. But my leadership, stuff off the field, that's what I definitely was trying to work on.
You constantly mentioned the bigger picture. How long did it take you to see it after you want to be like to yourself automatically? How long did it take you to see the bigger picture, and what allows you to keep seeing it? Just you're 21, face the franchise, but you seem to have a pretty good grasp of like just it's bigger than me.
I've always thought, life wasn't all about me. At the end of the day, it's a matter of who you impact, and the impact that you have on people. And I always try to take that to heart every day I wake up. But when I did get injured, I did try to look at the bright side immediately, and I kind of gave myself an answer. I told myself, this happened for a reason, and maybe I did need to slow down and actually learn some more things before it was my time to be out there. But after I told myself that, it started getting a little fuzzy for me. It was a little difficult for me to see that picture again. So those first maybe like 5 or 6 weeks were definitely tough for me. But after talking to Coach Shane, talking to DT, and letting them know how I felt, I was hurt, not being able to play football, not being able to go out there with my teammates and dress up and just be out there. I was definitely hurt because, football, like I said, was pretty much all I knew growing up. And with that, being taken away from me, it definitely hurt me. And after talking to them, they let me know it's all a part of the journey. This is just something else I can write in my book and talk about when I get a little older. But just seeing the bigger picture, just trying to find ways to help other people while I'm down. That was the main thing that kind of helped me. Understanding my role in the building when I did get hurt. Be a leader and just be there for the team and just bring the energy. So just trying to find ways to just help. That's what kind of helped me realize what was going on.
Past calendar
All right, last
years
one here.
is going to be one you look back on for the rest of your life. So where do you feel like you've changed the most from now, just going back to a year ago when you were still in Florida preparing for the draft and all that?
I don't know. I guess I could say my attitude. Just waking up day by day and just knowing I have to work. Just being in this league for the time I've been in it. I've seen some things. I've seen how the business side works, and I see, how the football side of it works as well. So just me attacking the day. I always attack the day. Before I even got here, but now, it's different because, you never know when you're not gonna be out there in that field. So I always try to attack the day every time I get up. So that's probably the biggest thing that's changed for me is my attitude and the way I attack the days.
All right.
That's Anthony Richardson for 10 minutes, and I think we learned a lot of things about Anthony Richardson as he was talking to us about what kind of leader he is, what kind of individual he is, what kind of an adult he's going to become. We forget sometimes he's 21 years old. He's figuring it out as we watch him figure it out, and that can be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. I think he's got a pretty good handle on it.